Hello everyone, welcome in. Welcome to your weekly card class from Maine. My name is Julie Maxon. I am the Maine Stamper. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. And I like to share card classes online. And I am always excited to bring any card class to you. This one's going to be a little bit different. And I'm going to talk about why it's going to be a little bit different here. Just making sure we are good to go on my page and that I am live in the right spot and that you guys can all see and hear me. So as soon as you jump on, please let me know that you can see and hear me. Let me know everything's okay. I appreciate your help. It is June. It's June already, June 3rd. And the weather is getting better, right? The nights are getting longer. The daylight is amazing. It's been beautiful weather here in Maine. I don't know how it is at your house, but we have definitely been enjoying some really wonderful weather. So I've changed my card class back to 8 o'clock on Monday night. During the wintertime, I had it at 7 because I felt like, hi Lexi, good to see you. She's just down the road from me, so she's very local. So I'm here at 8 o'clock because I want you to also enjoy the longer evenings as well. And I know a lot of you watch on replay, which is fantastic. There are so many things going on this time of the year. We are working on butterflies, so I'm really excited to bring this class to you. Now, I want to share as well, if you are in my Card Maker Club, if you signed up and are receiving the May Card Maker Club, this is actually your class. I am shipping it tomorrow. It is late. I'm so sorry that it's late, but I'm gonna get back on track here. This class will ship tomorrow to all of the people that purchase this in May for Card Maker Club. So if you don't want to see all your prizes and things, or you don't want to see the cards yet, you can watch this later after your kit comes in the mail. Maybe you want to check it out. This is going to be awesome. I created this beautiful class and I didn't want to just have it be done. I wanted to share it even more. I love the butterflies. We've been talking a little bit about butterflies on Facebook today. I asked a lot of you if you have butterfly stamps, dies, punches. I know I have a lot, and I heard from many of you that you also enjoy them and have a lot too, and that's always exciting because they're always different. There's no two, like, I don't know, maybe like snowflakes, because I feel like sometimes you see butterflies in nature and they look alike, but I'm sure if you grabbed them up close they might look different, but the stamps always look a little bit different, and that's always exciting. All right, so we're going to get over to my workspace and we're going to talk about sketched butterflies. So please continue to say hi as you jump on. I like to know who's hanging out with me. I have my fan going today. It's getting warmer. My craft room is on the second story, so we all know heat rises, right? I don't have my air conditioning in the window yet. I did spend some time Saturday shoveling my room out. I always have to make a path. Every June I make a path from the door, which is behind me over the clock, to my window. I have to make a path because it's always full of boxes and supplies and stuff. And my husband can't carry the air conditioner through. That would be awful. So anyway, I did clean up on Saturday. We're going to get the AC in really soon. All right, moving over to talk about sketched butterflies. Hi, Janice, and hi, Donna. It's so nice to have you guys joining in. Now, these sketched butterflies are super beautiful, of course, right? You have a variety. You have a large, this is like a swallowtail butterfly. And I rescued one out of my garage just like 2 hours ago. It was stuck in a window and it was banging its head. It thought it could get outside, and I grabbed some cardboard and I helped him to go outside into nature. And I watched him fly way up in the sky. He was yellow, so I feel like this is a good indication. A monarch or one of those yellow swallowtails, this is perfect for this guy. And then you have some assorted butterflies here, different sizes, which is great. You have kind of a medium and then a small, and we're going to be using these quite a bit tonight, so I'm going to really inspire you. And I love that they have this sideways facing butterfly because they don't always have a sideways facing. And then this little set right here is actually a single stamp, and I'm not using this. Sadly, I'm not using this one, but I feel like this would be great for the inside of your card. I feel like it would be great as a background stamp. It would be cute on an envelope. And it's got 4 little flutterings right here, 4 little fluttering butterflies. So cute. Now this is, as you can see, the cling stamps. And it's got beautiful sentiments. Okay, so we got to talk sentiments for just a second now. Of course, it's got thinking of you and thank you, which are very normal, right? We get those in a lot of stamp sets. Wishing you a beautiful birthday. I just want to point out, beautiful birthday, not just happy birthday. It's not another happy birthday. It's wishing you a beautiful birthday. And I love the mixed font going on in their sentiments. This one, fantastic. You brighten up so many of my days. think about how many other stamp sets this would work with. You brighten up so many of my days. I love this one, but this is the one that really, it touches me, like it makes me want to cry every time I read it. So I'm going to try to not cry, but it says, hope is a beautiful thing that flutters in the soul. And that just, every time I read that, I'm tearing up. Love the sentiment. Now, I know for a fact that some people will buy a stamp set for one sentiment. They don't care what all is in the stamp set. They want one sentiment. And this is a sentiment that I feel like this stamp set is going to be on people's list for, just to get this sentiment. Butterflies are great. We love them. There are dies that coordinate. So you've got the big guy here. I'm going to cover this one. The medium one's going to be here. You've got the sideways butterfly. Love that one, right? And then you've got this little guy right here. And then you've got bonus butterflies. These ones don't actually go with the stamps, but you are going to be able to die cut out. And these ones have little holes in them, so they're going to be a little bit lacy. This is a set of 3, and they stay stuck together. They don't come apart. We're going to see them on the first card here very shortly. And then you've got these cute little bonus ones. This has got the die cuts into it. I haven't played with them all yet, and I need to. But these would layer together, so you could do a solid butterfly behind, maybe a little lacier cutout. And the same thing would happen with this small butterfly and this die cut right here. You could layer them together, which is fantastic. You can also layer together some of your different butterflies to kind of create like that lifted different butterfly background. Just lots of fun. So all of the dies in this set are butterflies. Like you see nothing else. It's like a shape, an outline, which gives us a really great creative outlet to choose so many other things that can go with this bundle, right? So, and I have used so many things on this particular card class, which is also, again, the Make Card Maker Club. So this is my sketched butterfly card class. Hi, Jody. I miss you guys terribly. Lois and Kelly, so good to see you. Hi, Jess. Sketch butterfly card class. $40 order is going to get you these 4 card kits right here. These are the cards we're going to be creating tonight together. I've got 4 different card bases, variety, like a variety of colors too, right? A $50 order is going to get you the 4 card kits plus the embellishment. The embellishment I'm giving away this week is the In Color Resin Dots. So I should open these up. I'm going to be using these. I'm going to show you a really cool way to use some of these too. Like not your average techniques going on today. But this is your freebie. Of course, these are the new In Colors. Pretty in pink. This is supposed to be peach pie. It looks very yellow to me. Like really yellow, which will be pretty in the fall, I think. We have the Shy Shamrock, we have Petunia Pop, we have Summer Splash. Now, Summer Splash was my favorite for a long time, but I've been using Petunia Pop so often. I have a little bit of Summer Splash here, but Petunia Pop, I don't know what just happened in my world to make Petunia Pop like my favorite. And I like purple, don't get me wrong, but I'm not like a purple fanatic necessarily, but I am just loving this. My host code this week is QN6BPKU9. This offer is good through the end of day on Friday, so I will be cutting up card kits next week, and I'm going to show you exactly what's going to be in these card kits so you can see this at home. Now, Card Maker Club. I'm going to talk very briefly about Card Maker Club because this is actually something that Card Maker Club members actually are getting. This is the May Card Maker Club. Here's a sneak peek at the cards if you can see them from here. Card Maker Club gets a half a pack of designer series paper, and this is what it looks like when they get it. It's cut in half. This is, you can see here, this is like the half of the, so you're getting a 6x12. I chop it in half in the packaging. So they have all of these sheets. So when they get their kits at home, they get to pick and choose which designer series paper they're using. I give everyone the directions to cut them out. For my class, I'm actually cutting designer series paper, and you're only getting 1 of each. Card Maker Club gets 2 of each of these cards. So they're actually making 8 cards. They get the designer series paper, they get the embellishment, they get a whole bolt of ribbon. And they also usually get a little freebie from me too. Here's their freebie this time. It's a couple of these Unbounded Beauty Memories and More card pack. Just a couple samples in here. There's 2 large cards and 2 smalls. So it kind of goes really well. As you can see here how cute this paper is. It goes with what I'm sending them so that they have the opportunity to maybe change things up a little bit too. So Card Maker Club is an ongoing series. You sign up, you get whatever you want. You can cancel anytime. If you do 6 months months in a row consecutively with me. And then I send you another package of goodies, like with a $25 value or so. So I know that's a really awesome thing. So if you're interested in Card Maker Club, we're in June, we're going to be using the seaside one with the shells. It's going to be very, very beachy themed. So if you're interested in more information, let me know. These are your card kits for the cards this week. We're going to start by putting together this one with a black card base. So again, the card kits here have Designer Series paper. This is what you're getting with your order this week. You're not getting all of the Card Maker Club. You're not getting half a pack of DSP. You're not getting, you know, all of the things that the Card Maker Club gets. But I did cut up some paper, and we are going to be using it on our card. And again, you're getting one instead of two. This is an embossed piece. This is Crumb Cake. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, I didn't score any of my card bases. I'm going to talk to you about the embossing folder that I use. I'm just going to do this real quick. 4 1/4 on my trimmer. I use the light scoring blade here, and we're going to fold these in. We're going to be folding these in half. I didn't do this ahead of time. Normally I do. So we're going to go ahead and put these together. Now I've kind of done a little bit of work, legwork, I should say, craft work ahead of time so that we're not hung up here for too long. I'm going to show you how to do all 4 of these cards. So if you are in Card Maker Club or if you get the kits this week, you're going to know exactly how to put them together. So that's what we're doing here. And I'm going to show you the first card because I haven't even showed you the first card yet. This one has Thinking of You. So you're getting the stylish shape die. And you're getting this embossed crumb cake piece. And I wanted to show you the folder from this. This is pretty wild. Hey, Patty! Catch me on replay, Patty. Patty's having some problems, technical colors here. This is the embossing folder. It's a new one, and this one is ginormous. I never did an unboxing video, so this is kind of be a little bit of like some of that too. This is called the So Swirly embossing folder, and I'm hoping that you can see how huge this is. This is actually 6 inches wide by 8.5 inches long. It is ginormous. Let me grab another embossing folder that, just for comparison size. This is the regular smaller. This isn't the 6x6, but this is like, hopefully you can see a side-by-side comparison here of how ginormous the new, some of these sizes are so big. It's just crazy. This one's called So Swirly. Now this one is not a 3D, so when you use this one, you get to use 2 clear plates, not the die cutting, but the base as well. And fun fact, when I loaded this up, I think I loaded up 6 of these little pieces right here fit in this folder, and I did all 6 at once. So it's kind of nice to be able to do bigger things. If you're into scrapbooking, that's where they're kind of leading those to go toward, I believe. But we're going to do a little bit of sponging on here. So let me get myself situated here. I have stuff everywhere and there's never enough room. So a little bit of an interesting twist here with a black card base. Now I know butterflies, you think of like light and fun and sweet colors. Black is probably not the first thought that you're going to have with a butterfly card, but I felt like this worked really well. And we're actually using, from the card here that you can see the sample on my desk, we're actually using those dies that have the 3 little butterflies, and we're doing them in black. So it's kind of like shadow work. And I feel like if you have dies or punches, don't dismiss black as a color. Now I've just added a whole bunch of crumb cake ink on here, so hopefully you can see that. You can decide if you want to do the front or the back, the embossed or the debossed. So I just use crumb cake ink on the crumb cake little piece here. And we're going to just put this one is really simple. Oh, we do need to die cut our butterflies. So you're going to get your papers that you're going to see that you're layering here, right? And you've got this piece to put across here. You've got your stitch circle. So this little black cardstock is going to die cut our butterflies, and we're going to do that together right now. So let me bring in my little machine. I am pleased to say that all of these little dies fit really nicely on the mini. So it is kind of nice to be able to just pop these on here. So you can see here that that's going to fit on there really nicely. And I'm layering my plates so that I have the letter E on this end. So the top plate sticks out closest to my handle. And hopefully, there we go. We're going to get this cranked through. It just helps you to get the rollers to start working with your plate. And we're going to just check out how cute this is going to be. So all three of these are going to be stuck together. As you can see, they're on my plate here, and we do need to do a little bit of brushing because there's lots of little holes here that need to come out. And so we're just going to pop these through. This little brush, the Take Your Pick tool, amazing. I use them all the time, and I do have more than one. I actually have 2 at my desk. I think I have 1 in a box still because I intended to put even more tips on. There's so many different tips you can change out, and I wanted to be able to at all times. I have the other one right here. At all times I want to have different choices here for cleaning up my dies, scoring, using the putty. This one I do flip back and forth. I've got the spatula end and then the pokey end, so that's kind of my favorite there. But so this cleans up really nicely, doesn't take too much. As you can see, we have a little bit of a mess here on the counter, so we're just gonna remove that to the floor where it belongs because, you know, it's not vacuuming day yet. We'll worry about that another time. So there we go. We've got that guy done. So simple. We're going to stamp our sentiment onto our circle. I'm just going to bring everything back in again. So this is going to come on here. Now you're going to use your butterflies as a kind of as like a placement. So you're going to put your butterflies on here. You don't have to glue them down or anything just yet, but this is just going to show you where you're going to be putting Thinking of You. So now you have an idea of where you want to put that sentiment in there. So we're going to just ink this up really nicely in Memento, which I think I over refilled. I put a whole bunch of refill in here. I feel like one of these is going to be super heavy. Let's bring in a scrap and just kind of do a sample here. Not too bad, I guess. Okay, so just a couple of swipes there on the scrap paper. We'll line up my butterflies one more time here on the side, and then I'm going to put Thinking of You right there. And voila, there it is. Beautiful. Turn out perfect too. All right, so this one really, other than putting it together, we're good to go. So this is beautiful designer series paper. This is actual, okay, if I hold these straight together, you're going to see that this is the same sheet of paper. So the reality is when you get this home, you could decide maybe you want this one down and this one up, right? You could change it if you wanted to. I really like the purple. So just remember that whichever one you go with, put the larger one down first. We're going to glue the larger one in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and put the larger one this way and just at an angle. I mean, if you really wanted to do them straight, you certainly could, but this is one of those, it's intended to be a very quick card to put together. So it's not supposed to take a long time, and you're just going to decide which way the flowers look nicest. We're just kind of crisscross them here a little bit. Obviously keep them on the front of your card base, right? You don't want to go off, but there's a little bit of play here with the angles and how you're going to put them on here. We're going to put this piece of crumb cake embossed cardstock just right down here across the entire card front. This piece measures 4 1/4 wide, so it's meant to be the width of your card base, right? So we're just laying that down flat, super easy. Now we're going to go ahead and add our butterflies in, and I didn't go crazy with the glue. Now there's not a lot of room for you to actually put glue on here, so I'm just going to very carefully add a little bit wherever there's some bigger spots, and the glue holds really well. So you don't kind of go, again, you don't have to be so crazy. And I'm just going to set this down on here. And it's kind of coming along the edge of that circle and around, which I thought was super cute. And we're going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of this one. Now, Card Maker Club, my friends, you will be making 2 of these cards. You have 2 card kits coming your way. Everyone else that orders with me this week, to qualify for your own set of card kits, you're getting 1. So you get to make 1 of these, but you do have everyone gets the PDF directions. So everyone will also have the ability to continue to make these cards. You just need your supplies and you are good to go. Now for the ribbon here, I did a little knot instead of a bow. And I suggested about 4 inches of, this is that beautiful ribbon. I've used this before. Iridescent, I guess it's called iridescent. It's iridescent trim. This is not coming with your card kits, so you would need to get this separately or use a different ribbon if you wanted to. What you're getting is the embellishments this week. So you're not getting both the ribbon and the embellishments. You're just getting the embellishments. So all I did was make a quick knot there. Hopefully you saw it because I moved pretty fast, right? So I just knotted it. I have a knot here in the middle, and we're going to go ahead and trim off the ends. And we're going to put this right on here, kind of like this. You can decide which side, you know, manipulate it a little bit, which side looks best laying flat. I'm going to use tear and tape. I was going to reach for a glue dot, but I love the tear and tape. And just a little bit here on the back side of this. And then we're going to talk about the fantastic embellishments here. Did you see these really cute little black dots that I have on my card kit? Did you see those black ones? Like right there. Did you know where I got them from? Do you know where I got them from? This is like one of my shares tonight, one of my sharing tips, because I like to share little tips and things. So these black embellishments come from this pack right here with all these fun colors in it. These are black embellishments, and the reason they're black embellishments is courtesy of our friend the black Sharpie. Who doesn't love a good black Sharpie, right? Or you can also use your Stampin' Blend, your Stampin' Blends. This is the dark basic black. The Stampin' Blends is oil-based ink, so it won't rub off. So you can color these with your blends. I pulled out both, and I actually did some with each, but I preferred the Sharpie, and here's why. Because I can go buy another Sharpie. I want to save my blends for coloring and such. So I'm just going to, right here on this little sheet, I'm going to do this guy because I already kind of colored him in too. So just going to color them right here. You're going to let them like dry a little bit. I want 2 small ones. And I found that the Sharpie was a little bit shinier. Now you may need to add a couple of coats of Sharpie to make them black, but you sure can. And I chose to do the yellow ones because on my other cards I liked some of the other colors. I didn't use the yellow ones. These are supposed to be peach pie. I'll do one here in the blend, just kind of for comparison's sake. So I just wanted the yellow ones. I figured I sacrificed the peach pie, basically, is where we're going with this. Okay, so hopefully you can see Sharpie is this one. This is the Stampin' Blend. The Stampin' Blend does need a few more coats, I feel like. But either way, you're getting black embellishments. Black embellishments. It's a fun trick. So I wanted them to be black because I didn't want to just put the purple, like I could have put the petunia pop on here. I didn't feel like any of the other colors quite worked as well. So there we have it. We're going to do some of these fun little embellishments here, and we're going to see if I can pop them off of here and put them on my card. And just like that, we have really nice coordinating. I feel like the black just really pops on this particular project. So there's card number 1. That one's a pretty easy, quick one, right? Super cute. I'm just going to come over here real quick and check on my comments. Make sure you guys are still hanging out with me. Jess likes the color combo. Thanks, Jess. I like these colors too. They are really pretty. So there we go. Thinking of you. Really simple, quick card. And that's just a really quick way to use the butterflies. You don't always have to stamp everything, right? The dies are so intricate and fun that you can definitely use them in without having to stamp an image as well. All right, so we're going to move on to our second card here. Let me move back over this way, and we're going to bring in this card kit. Once again, I'm going to have to score my card base because I didn't do that, but this is what you're getting. Oh, and when you get this one, there's lots of little dies in here. So card maker club friends, you will have your own designer series paper. You can decide if you want to do different patterns, but this is the pattern that I chose for this one, Summer Splash. You're getting a 2-inch circle punch. You're getting Encircled in Nature, a white wreath. These are already die cut for you. This one was very fidgety. You're getting a couple little lemon lolly sprigs, and you're getting these adorable little pool party mini flowers. There should be 4 per card. So at Card Maker Club, you're going to have 8 of these because you're getting double of everything. You'll have 2 of these, you'll have 4 of these, and then everyone else, you are getting 1 if you were getting this class this week. And if nothing else, please enjoy watching and getting some creative ideas. So I'm just going to come in here real quick, score my card base. I love my scoring tool for the card bases. It gives me a really great lineup, and then I can bring in my bone folder and finish the job just like that. Usually gives me a really nice inside crease as well, which I love. No sloppy lines there. All right, so this card, oh my goodness, this card's a little bit more detailed. So let's check it out together here. This one, again, summer splash, but a little bit of lemon lolly. So maybe when you think of butterfly cards, you don't really think of these greens and yellows. You probably think of purples and pinks and pretty colors, but this one is a lot of fun. I did do a little bit of heat embossing here, and we're going to just jump into this card. Easiest part right now is going to be to take your piece of designer stitch paper, and I put this one on the background. So we're going to just pop this onto the white card base. I love these colors together. Just this one is like a really summery card. The white just kind of sets this off really nicely. So we're going to just pop this on here, layer number 1, just like this. Okay, now layer number 2, the next piece of designer series paper is meant to come right here on this cardstock. Again, summer splash cardstock. We are not using peach pie. You see the peach pie here in the background. Let's just look at these yellow dots that they're trying to tell us are peach pie. Like, I feel like they're too yellow for peach pie, but that's okay because we colored our first peach pie dots black. In case you missed that part and you're just jumping in, we used a Sharpie or a Stampin' Blend and we colored them in. So they are not yellow or orange, neither color actually. All right, so this is going to come on here. Now before we put this on, this is going to come on with dimensionals. So this gives us a little bit of lift. It almost makes it look like it's maybe a fun fold card when it's not. It's like a faux fun fold card, actually. That's what we're going to go with. So we're going to actually do a whole bunch of adhering here before we put this on. It's just going to be easier. So this little wreath, this little die cut wreath, again, we're working with a lot of white and fresh colors, is going to come on here. You can play with this to decide which side is nicely up, because I feel like there is a little bit of, it's round, but it's not quite, it's kind of almost oblong-y round. So you can decide which way you like it to go up. Now I know quite a few of my friends have this set. This is the Encircled in Nature. It's fantastic. I also really like this one. So again, we're going to just kind of play with it. I just added glue in a few spots. We have lots of things that are going to go on here today that are going to layer and just help us to hold this down. So just as long as you have kind of a tack on that to hold that in place, we're good to go. Let me make sure we bring my card up so we can see what we're doing here. I feel like I need to move over a little bit. Let me think about that. Okay, we're going to bring in these little lemon lolly kind of like floral sprigs. Now yours may have little pieces in them because I'm not popping out all these little die cut hanger honors, right? So you can do that at home if you want to. Sometimes I just leave them in there and don't worry about them too much. But we're going to just add a little splash of yellow to this card, and I think it just makes it really springy and fun. Now I want you to notice I haven't, when I put these down, I'm not putting them together like this. They're not ending their stems kind of butt to butt. Like I can get them to they don't even want to stay together like that. They're like unattracted to each other. So I'm not putting them tight together, because if we do that, by the time we add in all these other things, you barely see that this one is even here, right? We have die cutting to do too. We're going to be putting a big butterfly in here. But first we're going to put these down. So when we put these down, again, just a little bit of glue, not a ton, right? Like 3 little dots or so. And we're going to bring this one up a bit, kind of toward the top. I'm going to say probably like kind of the 10 o'clock to almost not quite noon. Maybe it's 11:30 on the clock here. And then we're going to kind of come down here again, a little bit of glue, just maybe 3 dots or so. And then this one's going to come down, and this one's going to kind of hit like the 5:30 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I don't even know what o'clock we're on. Maybe around 5 o'clock down here at the bottom, if any of that makes sense. So we're just kind of bringing these down so that we have that space in the middle there. So we've got those. Now we know that we're going to be doing our heat embossing for our sentiment. Now if you have this at home and you're like, oh, I don't want to heat emboss, if you take, this one says wishing you a beautiful birthday, I love it. If you take a darker color, let's see, what would be darker than Summer Splash right now? What color do I want to, I'm going to experiment here. I don't know, maybe Pretty Peacock. Let's try Pretty Peacock. If you didn't want to, you can always take a darker ink color. We're just going to experiment here. And you just stamp a darker color ink. You could even do black, of course, if you wanted to. But you could if you are like, I'm not a fan of the heat embossing, or maybe you don't have the powders, good news, Stampin' Up! Is getting a whole new set of powders coming in. You can see that by just choosing a darker color. You don't have to necessarily heat emboss if you don't want to. All right, so that was with Pretty Peacock ink, in case you're watching at home and you're like, wait, what was that? But meanwhile, I did do the heat embossing off earlier just to have it done. So I basically used my little Emboss Buddy and Versamark ink, white powder, heat embossed it. So there's a couple of options for you there with the heat embossing. So that kind of is going to save us a little bit of a step this evening. Now you do have 2 more pieces of cardstock here in your kit, besides all these cute little blue flowers, which are last. We're going to look at the dies, and we're going to find the biggest butterfly die, and we're just going to die cut this piece right here to get this outline that's in the back of the card. And then for this butterfly, we do need to stamp our medium guy here in the Memento ink. And I want to point out that the Memento inks they concave in the middle after a good amount of use. Like, you can barely see it, but it's noticeable when you ink up. Hopefully you can see, like, right here on this stamp, there is no ink at all. So whenever that happens, if I'm not getting a good ink coverage by going this way, I'm going to flip this upside down and put the ink on this way. So this way, I can look and make sure that I have the black ink everywhere on this stamp, which now I do. And we're going to stamp this in Memento here on the smaller of the white cardstock that you're getting in your kit. And then, oh, I love the sketched lines. It's kind of fun. It's totally a different look, but it is really fun. I think I'm going to use Memento on that so I don't need to clean it again. Now you would be die cutting it with this die right here, and I did die cut both of those earlier. Again, just to save a little bit of time for tonight. And we're going to talk about how we're going to color this. Because sometimes, you know, we like different ideas for coloring, right? I know that the blends are like my go-to. If I'm going to color, I'm probably going to use blends. But what if you wanted to do something quicker and easier? Because sometimes quicker and easier is better. I'm going to set that right up there out of the way. I'm going to bring this in. And I'm bringing in 2 ink pads. I'm going to use Pool Party and Lemon Lolly. And we're going to start with Lemon Lolly. And this is a really quick and easy way to color. We're just going to bring in a blending brush. We're going to get a whole bunch of ink on here. And I'm going to start at the top. Of course, nothing is flat right now because I have work on top of work. But we're going to kind of come from the top down to the middle. And Lemon Lolly is a nice light color, so you can apply as much as you want to darken it a little bit. Now, what I like about this is that instead of just coloring the inside and having the white outline, we're actually able to color the whole butterfly. Like, this whole butterfly is covered in ink. And now I'm going to do the same thing with Pool Party, using my Pool Party brush right here. And you may wonder why I didn't pull out Summer Splash or Coastal Cabana, because those are really good colors here as well. But I wanted Pool Party is actually a lightest tone of these shades. And I wanted it to be lighter. I didn't want it to be so dark and heavy. So you can obviously at home use what you like, but we're doing kind of a 2-tone butterfly here. This is my super quick coloring. Now you could do the same thing here with pinks and purples, yellows and purples. I mean, anything you want to color a butterfly with, just super, super simple. Just give them some coloring shade and you're good to go. So that was how quick and easy it was to color this particular butterfly. Let's finish assembling our card here. So this big white outline, now it doesn't work perfectly if you're trying to contrast the 2 sizes, but what it does is it gives kind of a shaded area on the back of our card here, just to put him right in here, and it gives us some more white. So again, here's the finished card, kind of so you can see that. And we're going to put this on here, but we're going to pop this guy up with dimensionals. Let me find some dimensionals here. And I think 2 is good for this one. And then we're going to pop this over top of the white. So it's not meant to really shadow it too much. So just find the best. I kind of lined up the top of the antennas from the shaded butterfly toward where the head kind of meets the body on the other one. So that just felt like a good spot for me to put that. Part of this butterfly will get covered up here with our sentiment. We can put that on at the end though with a little with the little blue flowers that I decided at the last minute this card also needed more blue in it. So I love these colors together. I love the pool party, the coastal cabana vibe here. Very very summery, very seaside-y, and with the white, it's just super classic coloring. And so as mentioned earlier, we're going to pop this up with lots of dimensionals onto our card base. Make sure you know which way it opens before you pop this down. Now this is the hard part. When I have glue, I'm able to slide it around. When I don't have the glue, I have to be a little bit more careful about where I want to put this because once it's down, right? So it's meant to be the same size, the same height as the designer series paper behind it. And it, you can see you want kind of the same width between the different pieces there. Isn't that beautiful? I love these colors together. Okay, now we have to put on our sentiment. We have the one that I embossed, and we have the one that is not embossed. And I really like the embossed one. So I think I'm going to just use this one since I have it here. And that way it's just going to be so pretty. Now, instead of putting dimensionals on the back of my happy birthday, I'm going to put the dimensionals on this, the background here. So I can I have two right here. I know they're kind of hard to see like right this second, but I put them right here and here just so you can see them. Now you get like my little dimensional eyeballs right there. And the reason I did that is because some of this sentiment piece is going to be attached to the butterfly, so I will add a little bit of glue as well, but two are going to hold that up pretty well. So let's take off these pieces right here now that you know where that is. And this side right here is actually going to be on the butterfly, so I'm adding a little bit of adhesive there, and then this is going to come on here, and I can take advantage here of coming off to the side on the left, right? So I'm not covering up too much of the butterfly. So he's coming over this way. A little bit of glue, a little bit of dimensionals, lots of perfect. And we're going to go ahead and add these little teeny tiny flowers. Now these are in Pool Party, so it kind of gives us that reiteration of our colors on our card. And I like to send you lots of parts and pieces, like a lot of parts and pieces. If you feel like it's too much, then, you know, set them aside, use them on different projects. Again, these are super tiny. I don't know if any glue got on there. I don't want to squeeze my bottle too heavily. Okay, so these ones you can just kind of pop up and around. I just felt like it needed a little bit more here on this one. And we're going to put maybe one down here. So they will be hidden in your envelope. They may be a little bit hard to see, so you might have to shake your envelope down to find them, these little guys. And I hunted through my dies just to find just the right little flowers to go with this. So I always, when I make your card kits, I use lots and lots of parts and pieces. All right, this one we're going to use 9 inches of ribbon. Now you're going to use whatever ribbon you have at home if you don't have this one. It's beautiful just like this. I could actually just put the embellishments on here and we could call it a day. I'm not going to cut the ribbon. I'm just going to measure from the spool. And by measure from the spool, I mean I'm just making a bow. And we're going to just, well, now I feel it's kind of wasteful. I should have probably made my bows ahead. I always say that every time I do these live card classes. I should have made the bow ahead, and I never do. All right, that's a little bit better. Now I feel like I'm not wasting as much of this beautiful ribbon. Just a little bit there. And we're going to put this down here, kind of tucked at the bottom of the happy birthday circle. So pretty. A little bit more tear and tape, because that's what I like. Just put that on the knot on the back, and then I'm just going to peel this off. You can manipulate your tear and tape. If it sticks out too far, you can kind of roll it in, tuck it in, and we're just going to put it right there. Super pretty. Now we need our embellishments. So this time I am using the Summer Splash, kind of green on, you know, tone on tone. So we're going to put a couple of them down here at the bottom. One there and one here, and then we're going to put one up here at the top. That little triangle, I'm putting the wrong cap on my, in case you're paying attention at home. Some of you are probably doing other things while I'm yapping in the background, and that's okay. I totally understand that. But here's card number 2. Isn't it pretty? That little bit of yellow just adds, I think it adds a lot to it just to make it super pretty. And of course, it's an easy coloring, right? You just use those little brushes. So thanks, Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Michelle. Oh, it's good to see you guys here. Yep, the blues and yellows are really pretty on the yellow really makes it pop. So this is a fun one, and I like that it almost looks like it's one of those cards that you would kind of like the swinging sides would open behind it and then tuck in when you're done. It's almost like a fake fun fold. And so that one is card number 2 in your card kits. Let's just move my tear and tape and my dimensionals so I can find card number 3. Now, we've done some different colors, right? We've done not your traditional card kit colors, right? So now we're going to get into something that maybe you feel like this is the colors for a butterfly card, right? Look at, and I started this class out by saying Petunia Pop has grown on me, and I keep reaching for it. Now, I like this color better than Fresh Freesia, have to say. I like it better than Highland Heather. It has like that berry tone. It goes beautifully with Blackberry Bliss. If you have Rich Raspberry, beautiful. Berry Burst, awesome combination, right? It also goes really good with Fresh Freesia. So I need to score this down, and we're gonna get our card base settled up here. And I'm just putting this in and measuring at 4 1/4. And I'm using my Story Blade, and I know you can't see all that, it's kind of down at the other end, but we are just gonna score that quickly. Usually I have this part done, and then I've got to find my bone folder again. And beautiful, lovely. Okay, so this is what you're getting with this card kit. Of course, you're getting the petal. It's Petunia Pop, not Petal Pop. Now I'm going to call it Petal Pop for the rest of my life. It's Petunia Pop. This is the eyelet embossing folder. So you've got that really classic white and purple, right? A little bit of this beautiful Designer Series paper. I don't recommend using that side. I recommend this side. You've got a whole bunch of white paper. This one right here, I want you to notice, has the deckled rectangle cutout. This is a die cut, so it doesn't have so don't use this one for your butterfly to stamp and die cut. Use these papers to stamp and die. These are regular rectangles, white cardstock. This one has that little edge, right? So I want you to use that. This is Bubble Bath, just so you know. This is kind of a Bubble Bath, kind of a little bit of the purples and pinks in it. Let me show you the card. This one is really awesome. You guys are going to love this one. This one says, "You brighten up so many of my days." Now we're taking advantage of the classic stacking butterflies, right? We've got largest, medium, and small. We've got a little bit, we're picking up these colors that are in our Designer Series paper. The purples, a little hint of like this bluish green color, and then of course the pinks. So this one is a lot of coloring. This one has way more coloring. We're going to do some stamping as well, because we have to stamp our butterflies before we die cut them. So we're going to bring them all in. So all of them are coming in. We've got medium. I'm going to put this one right side up because I did use that earlier and it's still a little bit dirty, but that's okay. So the Memento ink's going to come in. Now the smallest paper right here is going to be our tiny butterfly, right? So we're going to just ink this guy up and stamp. And that one works out beautifully. The second one here, we're going to do this, and now we're going kind of the opposite direction. We're going to bring the ink down on top of the stamp just to make sure we have all of it covered. Medium butterfly is going on the medium paper, just like this. So you'll have enough paper here to obviously stamp them and then die cut them as intended. Now I hope that you can see these really great when you do this in black ink. All the sketched designs, right? So if you didn't want to color it, I think I have Memento on my thumb now. If you didn't want to color it and you wanted to keep it as a black and white sketch, or if you want to do black on basic beige or crumb cake to get kind of more of a natural sketchbook, like old-fashioned look, you could definitely do that too. So here are, again, all of these beautiful butterflies in their sketched beautifulness, right? There are dies we talked about at the beginning of the class here about the dies that are going to work for each one. So there you go, just like that. You'll die cut all of those, and then the coloring fun begins. Really, this kind of is a card about coloring. So after you've die cut them, and I did already color some of them ahead again to kind of keep us moving tonight. These are the colors that I'm using. So I'm using the Pool Party, light and dark, the Bubble Bath, and the Fresh Freesia. So these are the colors I'm using. I'm not using Petunia Pop. Even though this base is Petunia Pop, it's a darker color, and I wanted to keep the colors light. And these colors are beautiful together. I hope you can see that. They're beautiful together, and they're really easy to use. So after you've die cut all of these beautiful little butterflies, you have, and I'll I'm going to do the smallest one with you because the least amount of coloring. So with the largest one, I use the Fresh Freesia, and then the medium one, I use the Pool Party. And now I'm going to move on and I'm going to do the Bubble Bath with you. And I'm going to explain to you how I colored them. And I colored each one of these exactly the same. Hopefully you can see. You can see two tones in there when you darken down some of the sections with the darker version of the blender pens. So simple coloring, again, simple. Like you could look up some designs of butterflies on the internet and you could be like, oh, this butterfly should be 15 different shades of whatever color you desire, right? I'm a little bit more about the simple and quick, and we're going to start with Bubble Bath, and I always start with the lightest one, and I'm basically nib end. I did use the brush end on the larger ones, but I used it sideways, right? So there's a difference in pushing down that brush end and ruining the tip and using it sideways. Big difference. So I'm just putting simple color down of the lighter color first, and I've colored the body a little bit, and I've colored pretty much all of it, right? The body, I mean the middle part, and then I've colored the wings same color. So that is, I mean, that's pretty right there. You don't even have to go any farther if you don't want to. But I'm going to bring in the dark tone, and I'm going to come through and I'm going to darken down the insect body here, the little bug part, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to do some of the highlights of the wing section. So I'm just doing the centers, and let me lift this up because you're going to be able to see hopefully the biggest contrast right now. So I did these 4 sections in the dark over top of the light ink, and then I'm going to come through and I'm just going to do the tips of all of the wings right here, all 4 sections, and kind of just do that in there. That's it. That's colored. It's got 2 tones in it, so you can see hopefully you can see 2 tones, and it's done, and it's easy. I'm all about easy. I think it's really pretty. Also, I hope you agree, but I also like easy, right? So we don't always have lots of time when we're making cards. We don't always have time to do all of the things. So we're going to start putting this one together by putting the eyelet embossing folder piece. I love this folder. Right down here on the front of our card base. Now this piece right here is bigger than your normal mat, so I want you to see that it really it pushes almost to the whole outside, so you see very little of the petunia base. This is actually 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 rather than the 4 by 5 1/4, so it's a little bit bigger, and that's because I wanted more. I wanted white after we added all of these other things on here. Now before I put this piece down or do anything with this, we need to do some ribbon. And this is one where I'm actually wrapping this around to the side here. And I made a little knot, not a bow. I was in a knotty mood, actually. So I wrapped this around. I believe my directions say 12 to 14 inches, but if you're working off your spool, you don't even have to measure it, right? Now to make it easier at this point, I've started my knot. So it's right here on the opposite side of this pretty designer series paper. I'm just going to trim that so I'm not struggling with the rest of my spool here. And then I'm just going to continue to knot. So I'm going to do one more knot here. It's going to hold it in place and create that little knot here on the end. And then this is loose, so you can still manage to move it up and down however you want. And it's long here because I'm going to trim that down as well. And this is what's going to be glued down to our card base. Now if you wanted to, if it bothered you that this wiggled around a lot, you can make sure you like where it is, and you could add a little bit of tear and tape to it to kind of secure that ribbon, and that way you don't have it like moving around anymore. And just like that, no one's going to see it because it's going to come down here, and it's okay if it has a little bit of a gap or a loop kind of popping up, because this is going to come down over top of it, and we're going to be adding more and more things. So we're really only going to see the end right here, and we're going to see the knot over here. The rest of it is going to get hidden behind. So let's put that down. This is going to go down flat. So we're going to add some adhesive here, and we're going to go ahead and center this on our card base so we can still see that cute little white embossing, right? Let me move my scissors aside there. Now, if you needed to, you could even tuck a little bit like a glue dot underneath the knot area. If your knot is naughty, you could actually manipulate a little bit more. I'm going to trim up the ends so you can see there's a nice little knot on there. Okay, now before we put this piece down, we're going to just look to see Oh, and smudge it too. Look at there. I told you I had memento on my finger, and there it is. I knew it would show up eventually. This is the deckled rectangle. So we're going to go ahead and glue down our butterflies. So we're going to start with the top. We're going to put the top one down, but I'm going to dry fit really quickly just to see how lovely that's going to be. My butterfly wing is going to cover my smudge. That's very exciting. So these are just glued down on here. I didn't do them anything other than glue. You can actually put dimensionals on if you want. And I only put glue in the center of the butterfly just because I wanted to keep the wings a little bit loose. If you really wanted to, you could pop these up a little bit and just have that little bit of movement. Now, once it's in a card and being mailed out, it's you know, it's going to be flat. But it has the ability, if you're sitting it on your desk, right, you can bend these up a little bit and you get that little bit of like almost motion, right, from the butterflies. All right, so this guy's going to come right about here. We're just coming down smallest to largest. Now, I have seen in the book, I believe there's a sample that shows the largest one in the middle. So you could change up the order if you wanted to. I just wanted to go small, medium, large. So obviously, and you could color these in different colors too. Like the possibilities here are super exciting. Now that we have that on there, we're going to put some dimensionals on, and we're going to do top and bottom only. So here's top. Here's bottom. I'm not putting one in the middle because we're going to put them kind of like close to the top, close to the bottom, because the ribbon is actually going to come across right here, and I don't want to put a dimensional over top of where the ribbon's going to be. So I'm just going to dry fit that really quickly. And if I had to, and I have done it before, I could pull dimensionals off very carefully. You may or may not be able to reuse them, but I have moved dimensionals on the back of my paper if I felt like it wasn't in a good position. So now that I have those all on there, this is going to come on right over here. Again, we're going to kind of put this on, centering it on the designer series paper. So pretty, right? I just love this one. I think it's really pretty. This one and the last one probably are my favorites. Let's do our little sentiment here. Now you're getting a little bit of bubble bath cardstock. We're actually going to use the petunia pop here. Now I really wanted to do some more embossing, but I thought heat embossing, but I thought we'll just do this. Now, fun fact, I'm going to bring this in. My stamp that says "You brighten up so many of my days," I feel like, I'm going to show you this kind of up close. Hopefully my camera will settle in here. I feel like this is one that in the machine, but that made the stamp, kind of missed the mark. There's an awful lot of space up here at the top, which I would love to trim away. And this bottom of my sentiment is very close. This is how it came. And I also noticed that it stamps a little bit crooked. So this is one where if you know your stamps, you got to pay attention. But so if I try to stamp this straight, I'm going to see an angle going this way. So I actually have to stamp this one with the angle going up, and I will get a straighter line. So we're going to try this. I'm going to go up just slightly on the one side. And because it's so off on the top here, my stamp settles closer to the bottom. But if it's straight, then I'm happy, right? So tips and tricks with your stamps. Not all stamps, of course, are the same, but if I can get it straight, I'm happy. And I just know that I have to kind of angle my sentiment a little bit, and I do put them on my block. Roxana asked me one time why I put them on the block crooked. She comes to stamp classes. I put them on crooked because if I'm putting my sentiment on straight, I'm really focusing on the block being straight rather than focusing on the stamp itself. I feel like having it this way, better grip for my hand, and I just feel like I can manipulate it without focusing on where my block is. That's just me. So if you have a hard time, try putting things on, try your stamps on your blocks crooked. Sometimes it works. All right, this is going to come on here over top of the largest butterfly, and we're just going to add a little bit of adhesive here in the middle. And we're going to put them on here so that we don't cover up, too much of everything, but here we go. Now this bubble bath cardstock is just a little bit longer than the designer series paper. So it's going to overhang a little bit on each end, but not a great noticeable amount. So just want you to be aware of that. And then we're going to bring in the petunia pop. embellishments because I really like these. So we're going to pop a big one of Petunia Pop down here. Did I get this on my thingy backwards? Okay, we're going to just throw that on there. Beautiful. And then I like that there's two sizes here, right? So we can mix and match the smaller and bigger. And Petunia Pop for the win. Now, isn't this is what you had in mind when I said butterfly class? Like the pretty purpley pinky. Oh, I love this card. This one is super pretty. Hopefully you guys are hanging out and loving it too. Oh, naughty, I know, naughty mood. Exactly. I'm glad you guys like my little bit of off the cuff humor here. I, you know, just little jokes and fun things makes it exciting, right? Just, you never know what Julie's going to say next. But there is card number 3. We're moving along. We have our last card to do. How are we doing on time? Okay, we are doing okay. We're doing okay. This is, these cards are totally worth a little bit of hanging out with me time. Last card, we're moving in. Beige, basic beige, white, and pretty in pink are very beautiful colors together. Like absolutely gorgeous. You know, I usually try to save like the best for last. And the last card, the number 3 card, that was pretty special too. But this one, I don't know. I'm really excited to see which card is your favorite from this class, because I always like to know which ones you're loving. So this is basic beige. It has a little bit of a green cast to it. And you don't really notice it until you're sponging and using the ink, which is really interesting. So this is basic beige, new color, came out in the annual catalog in May. And we are getting this, you're getting pretty in pink. Look at how pretty, with white. This is also really pretty. So obviously if you wanted to switch it up, you could get away with using the flowers here. This is the Timeless Tile, something similar to tile. There's a tile embossed piece right here. And then you're also getting this this die cut right here. This, if you were at my last class a couple weeks ago, we did Thoughtful Wishes. This was one of the big swooshies that made its way into a lot of my cards. I'm die cutting this one for you and giving this to you. This is from the die set that is, oh my goodness, let me bring in my bin here. Let's just look real quick. These are all the things that I've used on the cards tonight. I have used 2 different embossing folders. This one is Distressed Tile. I've used Stylish Shapes dies, Deckled Rectangles, Lovely and Sweet. Those were those little flowers came from the second card in the pool party. And Circled in Nature. We had that on the pool party card as well. We're getting down to it now here. Unbounded Love is where I got this really cute little sentiment from right here. This sentiment piece is perfect, right? So this is a really great set. I love this one, and I actually bought it twice, not on purpose. So fun fact, it'll probably be a bingo prize soon. This is the last one I'm looking at. I'm sorry. I know there's a paper here. Thoughtful Wishes. That's where this swooshy came from. Okay, so there we go. All of those things make up our card class. And that's a lot of things, right, into a card class. But, you know, I like to put a lot of things in there. Now we aren't going to be using this side. We're going to stick with the pinky side today. Let me show you this last card. It is super pretty, and this uses my favorite sentiment from this set, and also the sideways butterfly. Now hopefully you're oohing and ahhing at home, because I think this is a really lovely card. It's perfect for a bridal shower. I feel like it could almost be a wedding card. It's just so pretty. It is so pretty. Linda says she can't wait to see number 4. Okay, well here is number 4. It's just like one of my favorite cards. I don't know. I love these colors together. So we're going to go ahead and glue this down first. So this is a 4x4 piece of designer series paper. Card Club members, you're cutting your own. So if you really wanted to change it up and use something different, you could. Right? You get your own pack of, half a pack of 6x6. I'm only turning it to see which way these leaves and flowers look best. I think I'm going to go this way. It is the same size all around, right? So it's 4x4. And I give you the 4x4 because I want you to have the option to manipulate. We're gonna bring in Pretty in Pink. We're going to darken down our distressed tile here real quick. So Pretty in Pink ink, Pretty in Pink. Did I print about my Pretty in Pink sponge? Here it is. All right, I had to go grab it. I didn't have this out. Now this looks kind of orangey reddish to me, which is really funny, but it is Pretty in Pink. I label them so that I know which one is which. So this kind of has kind of a red to it on the blending brush at least, and what have you. So Totally different look once you've darkened it down. This is plain Pretty in Pink cardstock. This is the piece that was just sponged. This should not go too far. We're going to need this again. Okay, so this is going to come down here next. Let me bring in my glue, and we will put this one together. Now, this one's not a hard one to put together either. This is pretty easy. And these kits, if you have butterflies at home and you don't have the set, that's great. You could use your own butterflies for this perfectly, or you could just substitute in flowers if you didn't even want to do butterflies. This is just a little piece of basic beige. I like to add my little fashion belts. That's what I call these. These are fashion belts. I like to butt them up against paper. It just kind of finishes the look, right? It kind of melds that little seam right there. Now this die cut, which if you saw my class a couple of weeks ago, we used this a lot, and it's tricky. There's not a lot of space for glue. I'm not gluing it at all. I'm just going to set it right here. It's beautiful, just like that, isn't it? No glue on this. Now, if you wanted to, you could absolutely add glue, but if you're like, oh my gosh, with the glue, no, don't even need to. We're gonna be tacking this down behind so many. This is why I love layers. You can tack down these little pieces behind other pieces, and no one will ever know. Now, we are going to be generous with our ribbon here. I'm going to suggest about 16 inches. So this is a bit of ribbon, and we're going to do our little swoosh. So I like to take it into sections of 3s and kind of work it in my hands. And if you manipulate it just into a bow a little bit, you can do that if you want it to be a bow. If you prefer to keep it as a swoosh, you can keep it as a swoosh. You can definitely shorten and lengthen any of these before you add the glue in, definitely. I'm going to bring in my ribbon scissors and hold that down for just a hot second so it doesn't go too far. And this is where we're going to bring in some tear and tape. So we're going to, now remember this white piece, this white die cut right now, this is not glued down. However, it is now taped down by force of nature because we have this ribbon over top, and we're putting all that there. Now, as long as I didn't go crazy, we made it. I can still get my my sentiment piece here, and it's going to cover that tape up so no one will know that this is here. And that's the method to the madness. Now, I did heat emboss my little sideways butterfly. Super sweet, right? So I stamped this on the Pretty in Pink paper, and in Versamark white embossing powder. Somewhere in my craft room I actually have oh my goodness, somewhere I have this ready to go. So this is what it looks like when it comes out of the emboss and the die cut. It's Pretty in Pink, which is really sweet, right? I did darken it down a little bit with the blending brush and some of that beautiful Pretty in Pink ink. So let me just real quick, this is we're going to keep this ink out, and we're going to do a little bit on the edges. So I use the upper edges here, the upper edges of the butterfly. I didn't go down into the body. I kind of kept it. It gives it more of 3 tones. You get kind of a lighter section going into darker, and that's all I'm going to do with that. I'm going to keep the Pretty in Pink ink out. Wow, that was a mouthful. And hopefully find my sentiment piece that I was saying I loved so much, and the saying that I love so much. And here it is. Okay, good. Here it is. So this cute little die cut is in your card kits this week, and we're just going to put this right in here with Pretty in Pink ink. Hope is a beautiful thing that flutters in the soul, and I love this one. I love this one so much. So this is going to come on here with dimensionals. So we do need to take off the back of this tear and tape because the dimensionals won't stick to that waxy paper. And I'm going to do kind of the same thing I did earlier. I'm actually going to bring in my dimensionals and pop them around my ribbon. And again, I'm dry fitting a little bit to see, yep, that's going to cover, so we're good there. So I can take the dimensionals off, the wrappers off, I should say, not the actual dimensionals. And we're going to put this down right here. And I hope you remember that this white piece right here has 0 glue on it. We didn't have to glue that at all. We have ribbon, we have dimensionals holding this all together, and it's like a beautiful thing, right? It's a beautiful thing. Now we're going to put the little butterfly right here off to the side. So I'm going to put a dimensional kind of like right here where my little butterfly is going to meet the sentiment piece, and I'll add a little bit of glue here to the the front side where it's going to kind of wrap onto the sentiment piece here as well. And we're just going to pop that on there. Oh my goodness, beautiful, right? And this one went together again really quite quickly, I think. Now for this one, I did want to keep all this beautiful pinky tones, right? We're going to go, and I did go a little bit crazy with the embellishments because I added a lot. I feel like this is a card that just needed a little bit more. So I'm going to put 3 there, and I'm going to put 2 up here. Now, I know you can't really see them super well in person. It's absolutely fantastic. And it just makes it look richer when you actually add even more, right? So here is, let me flip back over right here. Hi, Kathy. I'm glad you're here too. A wedding card for sure, Melissa. That's awesome. All right, so let me just grab all the cards real quickly again so you can kind of see if you missed any of the class. This is card number 4. I want to know which one's your favorite. Card number 3. Really pretty. I love both of those. I love them all really, actually. Card number, oh, my little wreath is bending here. Okay, card number 2 and card number 1. This is a really great card class. So hopefully you guys have loved this. Now remember, May Card Maker Club members, you're actually making all 8 of these cards. Anyone that orders with me this week, you're getting 1 of each with your embellishment. So the Card Maker Club, I'm just saying, it's an amazing thing. So definitely think about checking that out because there's so many benefits that you get from Card Maker Club. All right, I'm going to pop over and see what you guys are thinking. Number 4, Michelle. I know, I love it. That pink and beige are just gorgeous. Jody likes 2 and 4. That's the pool party, the summer splash. I guess I should start calling it summer splash. And the last one with the pink is so pretty. Those are some really, 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 really pretty cards. Okay, so I'm so glad you guys could hang out with me and enjoy some butterflies. Donna likes card number 2. That was popular. I'm glad you guys love that one. I like that one too, Donna. So again, this is the card class offer. $40 order with me using my host code is going to get you 4 card kits. $50 order is going to get you the card kits plus this little embellishment pack. This is like an $8 value before tax and shipping. And don't forget, you can color them. If you don't like the colors, you can make them black. Like you can change them up if you need to. Before you order this bundle, if you're loving these butterflies, I want you to stop, hold, wait. Don't order the bundle until Wednesday. Starting on Wednesday, June 5th, Stampin' Up! Is running a special from June 5th to June 30th. That's like the whole month, right? Practically of June. Bundles will be an additional 10% off. Now, you know, when you bundle right now, you're getting 10%. By bundling, you're going to get another 10%. So it's really like almost 20% savings. So you want to wait until June 5th and shop right through the end of June. Grab all those bundles that you want. Card Maker Club members, when you sign up with the Card Maker Club with me, I also give you the bundle that I'm using for that month at catalog price, which saves you shipping and tax. So if you like this Seaside, I don't remember, do I have a catalog here? The Seaside bundle. It's got the embossing folder that has the hybrid embossing folder. If I can find it quickly, I will show it to you. That's going to be my June. It's on page 73. Seaside Wishes. It's on page 73 of the annual catalog. It is Seaside stamp set and the embossing folder and dies. It's really great value. It will be on sale in June for the extra 10% off. So I will offer it to you as a Card Club member to use on your card kits at the additional savings. So it's a really good time to jump into the Card Maker Club. You can sign up and cancel at any time. It's an auto pay. So if you sign up, it's going to charge your payment same time every month. So if you signed up today, it would be the 3rd. If you didn't want it before, if you didn't want to get July's, which is going to be Christmas in July, sneak peek, coming up soon, you could cancel it before then, and it's shipped to you. You get all kinds of stuff. You get a ribbon, you get an embellishment, you get a half pack of paper, you get 8 card kits. It's a really great value. So if you have questions, let me know. I do have a link in the description. It is on my Maine Stamper blog if you want more information, or the link, let me know. But if you like that Seaside Wishes, it is going to be the featured bundle for the June Card Maker Club. So thanks for hanging out with me. I don't want to keep you any longer. Please enjoy the rest of the evening. I'll be sharing these cards on my Maine Stamper Facebook page through the week, so you get to see pictures of them. I will have a special recipe in my Thursday newsletter, just like I always do, using this bundle. So there'll be another card. I won't be showing how I make it, but I will be showing, sharing a recipe to use the butterflies even more. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll check them out. Thank you so much. I still want to know which ones are your favorites. So if you haven't told me yet, I want to know. Looks like card number 2 is a winner. And to be honest with you, I really thought the pink and purple were going to win. So all my pink and purple fans, you need to start voting and let me know which one is your favorite. All right, everyone. Thanks again for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. And until next time, stay inspired, create something beautiful, and share the love. Bye, everybody.